Stage and screen actor, perhaps best known nowadays for his interpretation of the most famous fictional Belgian of all time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome Hercule Poirot, otherwise known as David Suchet. It's a great part, that, for an actor, isn't it? That accent.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Do you have to work hard at that to get that sort of Belgian, authentic Belgian sound?
Well, I did originally. I was very keen not to get it too Belgian, because everybody in the novels thinks that he's French anyway, yes. So it's nearer to French than it is Belgian. But yes. It's not pure French, it's not pure Belgian.
Well, it seems accurate enough to me, because Belgians have a sort of poor image in France. They're the butt of like Irish jokes in this country, or Polish jokes in America.
Yeah. So I think that's where Agatha Christie was very clever in placing him in Belgium.
Were you a fan of Agatha Christie when you took on the role?
Not really. I'd read Agatha Christie as a young boy and in my teens, but I was never an avid fan of hers. I knew Poirot enough, though, that when I was offered the role, it was an immediate yes. I mean, it was obviously a part that I desperately wanted to play.
She's one of those writers who probably works better on film and on television, because the characterizations are sometimes a little thin, aren't they? I'm not saying Poirot is, but well, perhaps I am. But it suits the medium of film and television.
Well, I think that her writing adapts very well for the screen, but whodunits are always very, very popular. I don't know why they're so popular, but they are, and her material works very well.
Yes, I see. Now, of course, you're very familiar to TV watchers, and so is your brother, John Suchet. I'm telling you, but he's the newscaster, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Oh, there's a picture of him there that we're looking at. You can see the family resemblance, though. But he's got more hair. You belong to my club, which is the Get Rid of the Hair Club.
Yes, it's a good club,
yes.
Isn't it? No, I lost mine fairly early, actually, about 20 years of age.
Yes. Any particular reason?
No, not really. I think it's just complete emotional breakdown or something similar. Yeah. Nothing important.
Right. Well, I'm glad I asked that, at least to act on instructions. Now, at the moment, you're about to launch into a rather different role from Poirot. You're playing Timon of Athens.
Yes, Timon in Timon of Athens is a very unknown Shakespeare play, and a very difficult play, directed by Trevor Nunn. And we've got lots of people who are sponsoring us and giving us lovely things, like this wonderful suit that I'm wearing. Yes. Nicole Fowey has supplied this.
Oh, that brings back Athens of centuries ago,
so it is contemporary dress.
Yeah. I mean, have you discovered why it's not often performed? Is it a difficult play to do?
It is a very difficult play, and Shakespeare never had the play performed in his own lifetime, and there are a lot of loose threads in the play, and...
Well, I'm tempted to ask, why do it then? I mean, there are plenty of good plays by Shakespeare. Why do one of his sort of, play by the author of Hamlet? Why?
The play is a tragedy, and it's a wonderful experience because the audience that come, and I hope that many will see a play not known by them. They'll see a Shakespeare play unfolding in front of them, and they won't know what's going to happen next. It's a very exciting experience.
Well, I think we have plugged that now.
Very well.
Sufficiently.
Thank you for letting me.
What sort of actor are you when you get into a big role like Poirot or Timon? I mean, are you a sort of method actor? Do you get involved in the part around the house?
Well, I don't know about around the house, but I guess I do. I do take my work very seriously, and I think it's, well, yes, bits of the part. They do rub off. You can't help it.
So you start giving your money away while you're playing Timon of Athens?
Well, I hope not. I'm having to hang on to it very tightly at the moment after that wonderful guest of yours. I'm very poor. I have only one wife, no cows.
Yes.
And my ears are very short, and I'm very ugly and beautiful.
Yes. Pretty feeble in the earlobe department.
Terrible.
Because you've also played Freud on our screens as well. Was that a difficult role to get into?
That has to be one of the most difficult roles I've ever made.
Would you need a moustache to get you going?
Sometimes, yes. I mean, when I'm preparing for Poirot...
Because I've got one here, is it?
You've got...
I don't know if it's anything like the Poirot moustache. Is it a special...
Show me this moustache.
It looks like a double-barrel moustache, that. I don't know.
Yes, well,
pair of eyebrows as well.
When I play...
a life of his own.
When I play Poirot, when I'm in the chair, if I put this on, then I do, because it does change the way your mouth feels.
Yeah, well, it feels hairy.
Well, it does. You try.
All right, yeah.
Just...
It's an upside down, is it, by any chance?
Now speak to me.
Well, immediately I found myself speaking like Inspector Clouseau.
And I am out of a job.
We've turned into hello. It's, but unfortunately, it's goodbye, because we've run out of time. Thank you very much, David Suchet.